Hey everyone, welcome to Lunchtime Beauty Break with Jillian. I am Jillian and I'm so excited to see everyone again. First of all, today we're going to do something really fun and something I kind of went back and forth on because it's a subject that is near and dear to me and I think every woman out there, and that is blush. And I'll tell you why. There's two camps. There's the blush lovers, right? If my friend Silk is watching, hey Silky, blush lover. If there's the blush kind of haters, don't like blush, it's kind of me. I don't really like blush that much. But the truth is that the right blush makes everyone look radiant, it makes you look healthier, it makes your skin look lifted. It really is, trust me, that one thing you can do for your skin at any age that kind of gives you that uplifted, more radiant, more healthy look. So what I've put together is fairly comprehensive. If you see on the table, I'm really excited to get going. And that is, I want to give you a blush Bible. So grab a coffee, a mimosa, I don't know where you are, just sit down with me for a few minutes and let's talk blush, because what I'm going to give you today is a few things. I am going to walk through the best textures for your skin type. I'm going to talk about the most flattering blush for your skin tone and undertone. So that's going to be a big conversation, and the best way to apply it. So I'm going to give you a lot of tips at the end of this. Also, we have our social team standing by to answer all your questions. Throw me questions, throw me your comments. I'd love to know why you don't love blush and why you love blush. That would actually really help too. And the thing about it, I just want to tell you before we start, is that Laura's blushes, they're ridiculous. They're amazing. They're fabulous. Before I even, played in the sandbox with Laura as two colleagues, I always had her blushes in my artistry kit. She's known in the industry for her blushes because her blushes are a blend of colors and then they're baked, so they're creamy and they glide and they're smooth. And I think for most of us, the thing that scares us the most about blush is that it's either too choppy or too much, or it kind of separates your makeup and gives it an uneven look that you just feel like, oh, forget it, I just want to wipe this all off. But Laura's just don't do that. They add depth and they add dimension. So while I'm going to give you a bunch of generic tips, I'm also going to steer you towards blushes that are going to change your life. So first thing I want to do is we're going to talk about a little bit about texture. Number two, we're going to talk about the most flattering for your skin tone and undertone. Number three, we're going to talk about how to apply it and general tips that I think are really going to be helpful to you. This was like 20 pages. I had to get this down over the weekend. It was crazy. Who knew there was so much with blush? So number one, I just want to talk to you a little bit about texture. This is going to be really, really quick. So the best choices, and this is very basic, but the best choices for your skin type would be, if you have a normal balanced skin, you can do a cream, you can do a stain, you can do a powder, you can pretty much do anything you want. If you have an oily skin, stains and powders are best for you because stains work with that oil in your skin. They kind of dehydrate a little bit a stain, so that oil on your skin will actually work better with it. And then for a dry skin, creams, powders, no stains, because stains again don't have that hydration, so it can look very choppy, especially a stain on a mature skin that tends to be very thin. So those are your textures, and then what I want to do is get into color choice. A lot to get through today. So here we go, get serious. Number two, your choice of blush color will first depend on your complexion, all right? So just bear with me on this. Complexion is a very deep and long conversation, so I wanted to kind of generalize and cap it for you. There's really four basic tones. So it's light, medium, tan, and deep. Within each of those tones, there's many, many, many shades, right? But all you have to do is decide, am I light, am I medium, am I tan, or am I deep? And that's really, really simple, because you can look at your skin and be like, okay, I'm light. Like, I'm light, I have a lighter skin. You can look at a medium skin tone like a Natalie Portman. She has a medium skin tone. Tanner skins get to be like a Jessica Alba. And then of course, when you get deep in general, we're gonna look at like a Kerry Washington. But remember, within those shades, there's many, many shades. So pick your overall skin tone first. Then, what we want to do is today we're going to look at your undertone, and I'm going to talk to you about your undertone, how to recognize it, and what's best for it. So there's really three undertones. It's cool, it's warm, and it's neutral. and neutral actually can wear pretty much what they want, but you know, it might lean on your preference. Then we're going to talk about, what do you like? Do you like it very soft and natural, your blush? Like almost just a whisper, like it's not even there? Or do you like it more structured and more made up? So we're going to cover that for you also. So first of all, let's get into undertone, because that's really, really important. Number one, remember, we just said light, medium, tan, deep. So just right now think about what your skin tone is. Within that, undertones go cool, warm, and neutral. So if you're a cool undertone, your skin is going to show signs of being pink, ruddy, or bluish. How can you tell? This is an old makeup artist trick since way back when. Look at your veins. Take a look at your veins. Do your veins look blue? Do they have a kind of that bluish cast to them? That's usually a cooler skin tone. They also tend to have like lighter eyes. They turn pink really easy. Then we have the warm. So warm, you're yellowy, you're kind of golden, you have a lot of peach in your skin, and you have more of a green vein, like actually a green vein. You can look and see, like, oh my gosh, my veins are green, okay? That's a warmer skin. Then when you get neutral, it's a mix. It means you have cool and warm. So like when I look at my veins, I can see that I have green in my veins, I can see that I have blue in my veins, which means I can generally go to colors that are warm, or I can generally go to colors that are cool. Neutral skin people can go right down the middle. Also, another way to tell is by your jewelry. I mean, these are old standard tricks, and this is the way to do it. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. Do you look better in silver jewelry? Does it pop on your skin? Does gold disappear? Then you're cool. Does gold pop out on your skin and silver just looks a little bit off? Then you're a warm. Can you easily mix both? Then you're a neutral. And I'm going to actually show you some pictures to help you out with that. So now what I want to do is go through the different types. So we're going to get rid of this, and we're going to talk about, remember we said the 4 caps, and within them there's going to be cool, warm, and neutral. So let's talk about light first. If you are a light, warm skin tone, your skin tone would look like this. Now this is surprising to people. Okay, this is Nicole Kidman. She is as pale as can be, but she has a very warm yellowness to her skin. So she looks better. If you're in this family, if your skin gives off that yellow tone, you're going to look better in sheer apricots, peaches. They're going to have that kind of seamless look on your skin. Even things that have a little bit of gold in them are going to look great on your skin. Then I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about the blush colors in a minute. Are you light and cool? Amanda Siegfried. You look her up and it comes up everywhere. Light and cool, light and cool. That's her skin tone. So she looks beautiful with things that are more pink. They're more baby pink. They're a little bit cooler. They tend to be a little bit softer in tone. Then you have a Julianne Moore. I love Julianne Moore. Look at her. She's so hot. I can't take it. She's so beautiful. She has what you would call a more neutral, because she has a little bit of a green in her skin. So, and she also still has that little bit of pink in it. So she could go either way. So that's what you would call a neutral skin tone. Please forgive me, I have really hot lights on me today, so I might have them to crank the air. Plus it's 80 degrees in New York City. Can you believe it? So I have the off the shoulder. Okay, so let's talk about light first. If you have a light, warm skin, okay, and you don't love blush, I want you to take a look at a blush called Peach Delight. A light, warm skin, that Nicole Kidman skin. Take a look at this color. It is a soft, golden, beautiful, creamy peach that looks so beautiful. Can we see from here? Look how soft that is. We're going to get into application later. Take a look. I'm putting it into the light. Now you're giving me direction. I want to make sure you can see it. Okay. That is Peach Delight. When I tell you, you want to run to this color because it is so soft on a light skin, especially if it's warm. It just gives you that little bit of a flush. That would be for my girls who say, I hate blush, I don't love blush. Guess what? You will love this, and it's going to add life to your skin. Now, let's say you love blush, my blush lovers, and you have a light, warm skin. This is the Baked Gelato Papaya. This is a peach tone. Take a look at this. I'm gonna put it next to it. It still is soft like a watercolor. So it's really peachy, really clean, but it's vibrant. So for my light, warm girls, if you are afraid of blush, but you know you need that little bit of something, I want you to go to Peach Delight. If you're not afraid of blush and you love blush, I want you to come over and look at Papaya. So beautiful. Now, we're going to go to Light Cool. So remember, we had Amanda Siegfried. Is that right? Siegfried, did I say her name right, ladies? Okay, thank you. So, these gals look best in pinks, beiges, like those kind of tones. A little bit of gold, really soft. So if you're a blush hater, and this is my favorite color, and I don't like blush, but you know you need it, this is Pink Buttercup. #1 selling blush for us. Women love it. So I'm just gonna take a little bit here. Wait till you see this. It is the softest, easiest baby pink you could ever wear. If you don't like blush and you have a fair, cool complexion, I promise you, you will fall in love with this color. So let's say now you love blush, Silka, if you're watching, and you want something that's a little bit pinker and a little bit brighter. For my blush lovers, I would go Catalina. It's called Catalina. Take a look. It's more of a kind of a more vibrant with a lilac in it. Can you take a look, see the difference? And we are at the end going to show you stripes of these. Well, actually, no, we're not. I'm going to probably put them up later. I lied, sorry. So we'll take a look at them now. Team was like, no, we're not. Okay, so now we have the warm light, the cool light. If you hate blush, if you love blush. Beautiful thing is now if you're a neutral, go either way. You can mix and match. I'm a light neutral. So let me show you, and I don't love blush. I tend to lean on colors that have a little bit more of a pink, so let me show you what I would do. And we're gonna go to application later, but this is just a quick, I'm gonna show you application later, but let me show you how soft that Catalina is. My mother is so happy right now. She loves when I put blush on. Can you see the difference? Look at that. It lifts, it brightens, but it's still soft. But let's say I wanna go to the peacher side of things. I can do that too. But it will pop a little bit on my skin, but that's okay. Take a look. As long as it's still soft, it's still good. All right, so let's get to a medium skin tone. You lucky devils. Medium skin tone girls can pretty much do whatever they want, and I'll tell you why. Oh, by the way, let me just skip really quick. I've been getting a lot of private messages. People love the lip gloss I'm wearing. It is actually the Color Luster. Color Luster in Sugarcane is kind of my go-to color. I wanted to say that because you guys liked it, so thank you so much. So I'll put Sugarcane back here, get back to the blushes. So medium. Medium is so awesome because medium really crisscrosses between ambers and roses like equally. So you can wear pretty much any color you want down the spectrum. But let's talk about, in general, if you have a medium to tan, oh, I have my tissues over here, a medium to tan, warm olivey skin tone, like a Natalie Portman. That's like a beautiful medium warm olive. She can honestly do no wrong, but on this skin tone, you know, peachy pinks, corals, ambers, and even a little bit of rose is just magnificent. So with that more medium skin tone, or cool, you can really go either way. I picked these two for you. This is Pink Grapefruit. Pink Grapefruit is really this beautiful color. I know it's a favorite out in the field. But look at it, you know what makes it so special? It's got peach, rose, and gold in it. So it's a blend of these champagne-y, gorgeous colors that on a medium skin tone look so natural. They look so clean. So again, if you're afraid of blush and you love it, you definitely want to try Pink Grapefruit. If you're afraid, you will love that one. Now let's say you're a medium tone gal and you love it. You're like, I love blush. Are you kidding me? It's my favorite thing. Then you have to try Maui. Maui is another stunner. Take a look at this. These are all award-winning blushes. Laura won again this year for Best Blush on QVC amongst like 100 contenders. And again, they're creamy, they're satiny, they just glide on the skin. And this Maui is great if you love blush and you have a medium skin tone. Look at that rose. So I'm afraid of blush, Over here, pink grapefruit. I love blush. Over here, we're gonna go to Maui because it's just gonna give you just a little more richness, a little more pop of color, okay? So let's go to a tan skin. Like Jessica Alba, like Jennifer Aniston. They're like medium skin tones. Tan skins can pretty much do what they please. Lucky, lucky, lucky. You can do whatever you like. It really is a matter of preference. So a tan skin tone would be like Jessica Alba. Now, if you have a tan skin tone and you want to wear something soft, you really want to do something that has something more of a cranberry, a bronze, a golden coral in it. And that's why I chose honeysuckle. Again, it's another one of those colors that is so soft and so pretty. So if you have a tan skin tone and you want something that has that bronzy, soft, little bit of amber to it, see what I mean? It's that melange of color. That is going to lift your skin so gorgeous. I mean, really, it just makes you look so fresh. So we're gonna do that for women that don't love blush and have a tan skin. Then we've got Tropic Hues. This one needs a drum roll because this is probably another one of the most popular blushes in the line. Tropic Hues has everything in it but the kitchen sink. It's got peach, it's got pink, it's got raspberry, it's got gold, it's got a little bit of a baby pink in it. So if you're a tan skin tone and you love color, you will love this color. I'm gonna hold this up in a second. Look at this. I mean, come on. That is gonna just bring your skin right to life. So pretty. So, tan skins, to recap, and I'm gonna go back over this again. For my tan skin girls, honeysuckle for the girls that hate blush, because I promise you'll love it. And for my blush lovers, Tropic Hues. Now we're gonna go to deep skins. Now, when you get into a deep skin, it really is primarily warm or cool. Most will fall into the warmer category. So if you have this tone, this is a beautiful example of a beautiful warm deep skin. So if you have a warm deep skin and you do not like blush, but you know you need a little, which is the theme of the day, I picked Sunswept for you. Sunswept is this bronze, it's got a coral, it's got a peach, because when you start to get into a deep warm skin, you actually want oranges. You want oranges, cranberries, reds, anything that has that kind of a tone to it, earthy tones that pop. So red, cranberry, orange, coppers, bronzes, they're perfect for you. So take a look at this. What I love about this, and I've used this on a lot of women with this beautiful skin tone. Take a look at that. That is almost like a golden coral color, yet you still get that copper and that bronze. That will look like the most beautiful, soft sweep of radiance and life on a warm skin tone, okay, on a warm deep. Now, let's say you're warm deep and you love color, because that's the theme of the day, our blush lovers and our blush haters. For a blush lover who's not afraid to pump up the skin with a little bit of color in a deep, warm skin tone, Fruit Punch. You cannot beat Fruit Punch. Take a look at Fruit Punch. Fruit Punch pops. Fruit Punch on a warm, deep skin will just give you that flush like you were out in the sun. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little richer on my skin, but it is going to pop on you. That beautiful, like, red carpet cheek. It's so gorgeous, and it lifts the skin incredibly. Okay, so warm deep. Now, let's go to warm cool. Deep cool. Keep myself together here. We're going to go to deep cool. Deep cool is one of my favorite skin tones in the world because it can hold such beautiful, vibrant color. Think Alec Dweck, the model Alec Dweck. It's that dark, dark, rich, shiny, gorgeous skin, okay? This type of skin needs fuchsia, it needs plum, it needs bright pinks, it needs reds to really jump off the skin because the skin is already so rich and dark and flawless. But if you're someone who wants just that little bit of a flush of color to kind of lift your skin, and if you are in that deep cool, I chose Plumberry for you. You cannot beat it. You cannot beat this color. If you have a deep skin tone and you want it natural, that is so pretty. the plumberry is gonna pop right off your skin in the most natural way possible. Now, if you love blush and you have a really rich skin tone that is on the cool side, go to Malibu. I chose Malibu because I have used this before many times on this skin type, and it always looks like it's just something out of a magazine, but still so real and so beautiful. Take a look at that. So pretty. Okay. So that would be if you're deep and you're cool and you love color. That would be the Malibu. So now that I've kind of walked you through the undertones, I want to wrap it up a little bit and say, so if you have fair skin, you want to opt for shades softer pink, peach, beiges. If you have medium to tan skin, you can go roseberries, plums, peachy pinks, and golden ambers. If you have deeper skin tone, cranberry, orange, red, fuchsia, copper, all those tones are going to look perfect on you. Now I want to talk about the look and how you want to achieve. Now there's two looks that you can achieve. And one is, and this is kind of a recap of what we just said, is to stick to the blush that's in your undertone. So what does that mean? And what does it mean if I go opposite of that? So say I want to look fresh and natural and structured, right? And I have Amanda Siegfried's coloring. We already talked about it. She would wear soft pinks. She would wear Catalina. She would wear pink buttercream, and it would look soft and natural, right? So what if she wants to do something that's very fashiony and really stands out? Well, then what you do is you flip. You go opposite. This is basic color wheel theory. This goes all the way back to the 70s and prescriptives and, color me beautiful and that whole idea, which, has roots, it has base. So let's take a look. What would happen if a really light pink coloring decided to go into the opposite spectrum? Kate Bosworth. Now she is a very pink skin tone. She's going orange. Notice the orange lip, notice the orange cheek. Is it beautiful? Yeah, it's just a statement. So this is a nice trick for you. If you want to make a statement, just go to the opposite side of the color wheel. So if you're more pink, go orange. If you're more red, go to the other side and go orange. Pink could go to browns. Like you just flip it for a more dramatic look. So again, everything works. It's just the statement that you want to make. If you want to go a little bit dramatic, stay in your tone, but go a step up. So what I might do, if I wanted to do something really a little more dramatic on a Nicole Kidman, is while this I said would be for a blush lover, I would do this. Because it's in her family still, but it'll just make it a little more dramatic. So I hope that's not too confusing, because there's so much to talk about with the blush today. Now what I want to do is talking about getting that perfect application. I want to walk you through some tips that pros have been doing for years and years and years. So what you need is a few things. I love to use two brushes when I'm doing blush. A nice, fluffy, loose brush, and then a really small, round one, but still really loose and really fluffy. The first thing you need to do is when you're putting your blush on is you've got to perfect that complexion, okay? Think of it this way. It's, we're evening out the skin and then putting back in that light pop of color. So it's really important that you either wear a tinted moisturizer or a foundation. Because what happens is if you just put blush on a raw skin, we all get really pink and ruddy around here in real life. You're clashing. So now your blush is clashing with your nose and the whole thing just looks off. So just a little bit of foundation, a little bit of tinted moisturizer, and everything will look even and flawless. Your blush should also be, ready for this? And I'm going to show you this on our model in just a few minutes. Your blush should always be at least 1 to 2 fingers length away from your cheek. So don't start your blush in here. Don't start your blush in this area. 1, this, and out. This, hold your nose like this and go out 2 fingers and out is where you should go, okay? The other thing is you never want to put your blush, well, you can a little, but really the rule is don't go too far below your nose. So if you go to the last part of your nose, like right here, you want to stay in that realm. You don't want to take your blush and bring it down because it'll start to drag the face down. So remember, one finger out, straight across to the end of the cheekbone, just a little bit lower than the nose, not much, don't drag it down. You also want to focus always on the apples of the cheek, okay? Apples, apples, apples. Even if we're moving it back, it's still on the apples, okay? So don't contour. I don't want you to contour with your blush. That's another big tip. There are beautiful contouring products out there. You use your bronzer, use a sculpting kit. Don't contour with your blush because you're really just ending up with stripes of color on your face. Blush is meant to just give you a little bit of radiance and a little bit of a healthy glow. Let's see, for every day, this I think is the most important one. You have got to match your lipstick to your blush. Think about that. Your lipstick has to be in the same family. So this pink that I have on is very close to the Sugar Cane lip gloss. If I was to put on an orange gloss with this pink cheek, it could be fashion roadkill because it's seriously, unless you really know what you're doing or you're walking down a runway, you want to match those colors up to give it a really flawless look. You've seen it coming down the street and you know it just does, something's off. You're like, what's off, why does that look right? Orange, pink, it doesn't work. So keep it in the family. Lips and cheeks, keep it in the family, okay? Really, really important. I want to keep that together. The other thing you can do is if you're someone that's afraid of blush and you're like, oh, I want to try it, but I'm afraid. Like seriously, as a woman, I barely want to touch myself with blush. As a makeup artist, I'm dying to put it on you. It's just one of those things. So it goes like this. This is what you're going to do. I'm going to help you get a softer look. So I'm going to go back to the pink buttercream because this is the super, super soft color. And if you are afraid of blush and want a gorgeous blush, you got to get pink buttercream. There's no other way to go. It's so pretty. So what you can do is take your blush, dip it in, and then take any powder. If you have a loose powder, a pressed powder, I happen to have this one in front of me, and just put a little on it. I've softened the color on the brush. 2 fingers out. Remember, like here back. So I'm still getting color, but it's a whisper. It's the softest amount of color. So dip into this, dip into your loose powder, and you're guaranteed just that soft flush of color every time. The other thing you can do is if you have a cream, I'm trying to keep myself organized, is if you have a cream, you can actually mix your cream in with just a little bit of your foundation and then take like those blender sponges and just smile and just dab a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. I wanted to just talk very, very, very quickly about face shape. Don't make yourself crazy. You're not sitting for a portrait. I think women get a little nutty when it comes to, I need to have my face, like my face shape is this, my face shape. It's pretty easy. There's basic rules to follow. If you follow your cheeks and go back, you're already 90% there. So I did write just a couple of little tips down if you want them for face shape, but again, I don't like it when women go too crazy with this. So basic rule, oval shape. How do you know you have an oval shape? Because it's pretty even all the way around. So an oval shape is just starting at the apples and blending upward. So remember what we said. We're gonna start finger out. We're not gonna go too low, apples, and it just goes up and back. Blush should always go up and back. Now let's say if you have a square face has a very strong jawline. A lot of times you'll see celebrities who have a very strong jawline and they use the blush more towards the apple of the cheek only. Because when you look and you have a square jawline, which I don't have, but it's beautiful, it's cut for you. So you would really just focus the blush, not the contour, not the bronzer, just the blush on the apple of the cheek to soften the angles, okay? Keira Knightley always gets it right. If you ever look at Keira Knightley's blush and whatever she's doing, it is always on spot. It's perfect. A longer face, a more oblong face. one of the things you can do is you can take the blush, and what we want to do is create a little more width. So always here with an oblong face, you can just do a strip right across. So you're going to go this way. Oblong face, you don't want to do anything where you're creating any more length. So you go straight across. Joy, our model, is coming in and has a little bit more of a longer face, so we're going to show you with that. Never on the tip of the nose. We talked about that. If you want to look like you were walking in the sun, this is where God would put it. He would put it right there. Now, unless you were wearing some big glasses and your nose was sticking out, that's the only place, the only reason you would get pink down there. A round face, what you want to do is still, we start at the apples, but we're going to cut back and up. It's kind of like what you would do with an oval, back and up. And that's going to just give a little bit more illusion of slimlining. And then with a heart-shaped face and a triangle face, they're very prominent on the chin. So what we want to do is we really want to kind of work like a Reese Witherspoon. If you watch how she does her blush, is you want to still work this way, but we're going to get more to this area. We're going to go a little bit down further, apples, under the soft of the bone, and back. So again, don't make yourself too crazy like we just spoke about, because generally blush is used to highlight the skin. It's meant to give color to the skin. It's not meant to sculpt and structure the skin. You have products for that, okay? So what I want to do is very quickly clean up my mess over here and ask Joy to come in.
We also have a question.
I love questions.
Kate asks, what's the difference in effect of the baked gelato blushes and the blush and brand?
Oh, great question. Okay, so the baked gelato blushes are a little more of just a flush of color. They're watercolors, which means they're baked as one solid color. So what you get is just a very natural finish on the skin, maybe just like a tiny bit of sheen, and that's it. Think of it as a watercolor. How would a watercolor look on your skin? The baked blushes have, because of the way they're baked, have much more sheen to them. So it's kind of like the highlighter is built into them. So it's definitely going to give you, they blend a little more to your skin tone because there's so many different colors in them. It almost picks up to your skin tone, where these actually stay true to their color also. And the baked definitely have more of a highlight built into it. Hopefully that answered it. Okay, awesome. I'll do one on one. I'll do one on each side so we can take a look. So, now can anybody guess what Joy is as far as her coloring is? She is a light, right? Remember we talked about the different caps, but she's very warm if you take a look at her skin. And we were laughing, we were talking about this before. If we take a look at her arm compared to mine, can you guys see that? Look at how yellow she is in comparison to how bluish and green my veins come up. That's why I'm a neutral and she's more yellow. Okay, if that makes sense, just to recap. Let me ask you something, Joy. I don't know this, I didn't ask her this before. Are you a lover of blush or not so much? Not so much? She's like the majority, I know. Okay, so here's what I want to do to make it really, really natural. She's light, she's warm. So what are we going to do? We're going to do Peach Delight. But you like a little sheen, right? You like a little bit. Because she's afraid of blush and she gave me the kind of face, I'm going to do the trick where I tap into the blush and then I tap into my powder. Joy has kind of an oblong face. She's kind of like a long oval. So what I want to do is I don't want to do anything to drag her down. And if you remember the rules, we're going to go from here, a fingertip out, and we're going to go straight across to kind of create more width on the face. So remember, if you don't love blush, how can you not love this? Look how soft this is. It's so clean, it's so pretty. I'm just gonna give you a little bit on the bridge because again, to give a little more width to the face. Now, can you see that in the camera, how soft that is? That is so clean, so pretty. Look at you. Look how pretty that is. Yay! It's so soft. So Peach Delight would be perfect. Now let me give you an example I spoke about before. Dramatic and doing opposite. So because she's so warm, an opposite for Joy would be to use a pink. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's a statement. So let's go with a statement. I'm still going to do this trick. So I am going to do the Catalina. The Catalina is for a blush lover who has a cooler skin tone. I'm going to put a little bit of powder on it. And we're going to watch how this is going to pop on her skin in comparison to the warmer side. And it'll be so obvious the minute you say it. Okay. Do you see what I mean? So that is the opposite coloring. She's warm, she's light, so that pink makes a statement. What I need to do is put a pink lip on her to balance that out. This lip has a nice brown, a little bit of a peach coral in it, and this peach light looks so natural, so clean on her skin. Perfect. You see the difference? She's like, not that side.
Oh, yeah.
See how that pops?
Yeah.
It's your opposite. So if I wanted to make it more dramatic but stay in her skin tone, I'm going to go back to the light warm, and I'm going to do papaya. And I'm going to do a little baby brush. Little baby brushes are great for kind of stippling, so you can get a little more color without like being scared of it. Because that looks like a lot of color if you look at that brush. So what I want to do is, I'm just going to do little round, lightweight pops. Little round, you can do this on yourself, little round, tiny. Now it's still in her color family, so it still looks more natural than this side. This would be you going down the street trying to be more fashion and doing the opposite. This would be a little more dramatic, but it's still in her skin tone. And if you don't like it, remember, take a little bit of loose powder, bam, right over it. Perfect. I love it. Any questions? All good? Okay, so in conclusion, this is what I want to say. If you are, remember these things when you're looking for blush. It's not your contour. It's not your bronzer. We have those. It's meant to give your cheek a natural flush of healthy, radiant color. Remember, light, medium, tan, deep, and within that family, there's many shades, but you just need to know, am I warm or am I cool? If you wear the color that blends most to you, it's always going to be natural. You're just going to take that color and go a little darker if you want a little more dramatic. If you want crazy dramatic, go to your opposite spectrum, okay? And always use a little foundation or tinted moisturizer underneath it to keep it clean, to keep it soft, to keep it beautiful, and to keep it really, really soft. If you're afraid of blush, mix it with a loose powder. It immediately takes the edge off of it. So I hope that helped. I was really excited to do this segment because I think blush is just something that scares everybody. But I mean, they're gorgeous. How can they scare you? That's the Malibu. So take a look. You can go to Ulta or Laura Geller. Nordstrom's, I think, even has them. And just take a look around. Don't be afraid. I think we gave you some pretty good tips here. And enjoy. It's winter. We all need a little blush to brighten up. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again.